and welcome to Moonbeam Connections. I'm Jacqui-Leigh. Today on Tarot Whispers, we're looking at the Hermit. So as you can see on the Hermit card, this is a man. He kind of stands on top of a mountain. It's kind of hard to tell. There's sort of more mountainy in the background. He's standing on a more flat piece. But it's sort of like he's standing up above, and he's got this light, and he's lighting the way, looking down. Okay? This card really is all about reflection, self-reflection, solitude, gaining wisdom. So a lot of times if someone says, oh, they're in hermit mode, or they're acting like a hermit, that's somebody who is sort of isolating themselves, right? They have gone and they're taking time to be reflective, taking time to look within, understand why I did something the way I did, understand, what happened, sort of, what do they call it when you're, I'm trying to think of the word, but you're sort of like looking back at things and understanding why things happened. How did it happen? Sort of seeing, oh, this triggered this, But basically, what it is all about taking time out to get away, to be by yourself, to do things like meditate, to try and heal yourself, right? To understand why you did things the way you did in the past, to understand why things happened the way they happened in the past, maybe understand why people reacted to you the way they did in the past, why somebody did that to you in the past. I'm saying in the past, it doesn't have to necessarily be all in the past, but this is about taking time out, trying to rebalance yourself, using this time to heal, to understand. And you can see he's got this light because the light is starting to shine, right? It's not a huge light. He's not shining, like the sun all bright through everything, but he's got a light. He's starting to see a direction. He's starting to understand things, and he's gaining wisdom through solitude, contemplation. There we go. That's where the word. Taking the time to contemplate what has happened, what they want, where they want to go, right? So this isn't rushing into things. I am taking the time to consider things. I am taking the time to figure out what I truly want, to figure out what's truly the best opportunity for me, what truly is the best way to live my life, whatever it is. This is just taking time out to be alone, be in your own head, listen to your own thoughts, gain understanding of yourself, gain understanding of others, and sort of understanding the new direction you're going to go, or what direction you're going to go, or how you're going to interact or do things, or change your life in the future. So it's just really about contemplation. It's really a card about gaining understanding and depth internally, though, like within yourself, right? So somebody in meditation, we'd say very much in a hermit mode. Somebody who takes the weekend and I'm just going to stay home and whatever, even cry sometimes. I'm going to stay home and cry. I'm going to stay home and just enjoy a good movie. I'm just going to stay home and reflect on my life, reflect what I want for my life, reflect if I'm doing what's best in my life for me. Ooh, I just saw 333 on the clock. Okay. So anyways, I'm going to pull out my board now, as I've been talking for quite a long time about the Hermit, and we're going to ask Spirit what Spirit wants to tell us about the Hermit card. As always, I do dub over the video afterwards, so it doesn't always sound completely proper, because sometimes my timing's a little off, or I can't read my writing and I'm struggling to figure out what word that was. But hopefully this all goes well, and I'm going to be quiet for a moment, get into my Hermit mode, my meditation mode, and we'll see what Spirit wants to tell us about the Hermit. The Hermit card is about deep reflection. It is about gaining a deeper and more realistic vision of who you are and who those around you are. Everyone should use the hermit as a source of strength. Everyone should set aside a time within the day or during the week to reflect in solitude on their life, where they are and where they want to go. The hermit is an aspiration for us all to go deep and really discover who we are and what we want. Just ensure that you do not isolate yourself. Hermit mode should only be temporary, whether it's an hour a day, a week, or a month. But you should always avoid becoming the hermit completely. Contemplation is good. Isolation is not. Ensure you are still social and enjoying time with others, but always remember to set time aside for yourself, to be alone, to contemplate, to digest, to understand. The hermit wants you to reflect so you can shine a light on your true path, so you can see the true self, so you can recalibrate. Give yourself time for peaceful solitude to regenerate, refresh, and gain a new vision for the future. Always reflect, but do not stay in reflection. Move on and enjoy your life to the fullest. Love. Okay, so this message is really all about, going into this deep reflection. And what it's saying is we all need to set aside some time to do this. So whether it's you take a half an hour a day where you are alone, right? Maybe it's at the end of the day. So you put your kids to bed at 8:30, and from 8:30 to 9:30, you sit quietly, maybe listen to soft music, have a hot chocolate or, I don't know, coffee, whatever you happen to drink, that sort of thing, and just take time to reflect. You can reflect on your day. You can reflect on things that are troubling you. You can reflect on your future and where you're trying to go, and are you making those steps that you need to get there. But this is saying, like, everybody needs to do this. So whether it's a half an hour a day, or maybe you take one full day a week even. I know there's lots of people who use Sunday sort of as a day of rest, and they literally spend their Sundays alone reading books, just contemplating life. Or maybe you take a week or a month, right? Sometimes we've had major life events. Maybe you had a major life event like a divorce or a death. And so you're going to take a month of solitude. You're going to take that. It's time to reflect, process your feelings, understand, what went wrong, what went right, understand, the negative parts you played, the positive parts you played, just processing all these feelings, and also opening up to shine a light onto your future, to shine a light how we're not going to make the same mistakes, shine a light on how we're going to improve our future, shine a light on how we're going to get to the next place we want to get to, take those steps forward towards the next goal or the next vision or the next dream. And so what this whole message is really saying is that everybody needs to take time to self-reflect, right? And everybody should, right? You get into an argument with someone, you should be reflecting, like, oh, that person was just horrible. Well, what did I do? What could have I done differently? Where did I contribute to this, right? And also you can look at, okay, what did they do? What did they contribute? Maybe this is a person we now need to cut out of our life, right? Or maybe, whoops, I made some mistakes. Maybe there was some miscommunication and I should have done things better. I shouldn't have assumed things that I assumed because it wasn't true, or because they were upset that I would assume that, whatever it is. And so really everybody needs to take time to reflect on their life, reflect where they are, reflect on where they're going. But we don't want to isolate ourselves too much, right? This isn't about completely isolating yourself. I would never recommend I go into complete isolation for a year, right? You'd come out of complete isolation for a year as depressed, right? We all need people around us, right? We don't just, you can just laugh by yourself. I often laugh at my own jokes, but laughter is much greater and much louder when it's shared with others. And so you don't want to become a complete hermit where you have no contact with other people or you completely isolate yourself. But it is fair to take time for yourself. It is fair to recharge your batteries by yourself, to reflect, to understand where you are, where you've been, where you're going. Just ensure that when you do this, it's a limited time. So if you've had a major event, maybe you're like, okay, you know what? I am just going to be a hermit for a month. And at the end of the month, I will start socializing again. Even if I don't want to, I'm going to start getting back out in the world. I'm going to start doing things, but I will take this month to grieve. There's a lot of cultures that have specific grieving times. And it is sort of that thing of where they set a specific time to allow people to take that time and to use that time, right? But also to end it. So you're not getting stuck in this depression and this, loneliness cycle. So this is all to say, please take the time, set aside some time in your schedule, right? Maybe it's only once a month. Maybe only once a month you can take 2 hours. But still, that once a month, you're going to have that 2 hours, And so just make sure that you're getting even 15 minutes a day, like 15 minutes a day. If you're doing 2 hours a month, 15 minutes a day is actually more time. So if you take 15 minutes at the end of your day and you're like, I'm just going to sit quietly, maybe put on some light music, and I'm just going to reflect on my day. I'm going to reflect on my week. I'm going to reflect on what happened. And I'm going to gain a greater understanding of what I did, and what I would have wanted to do, what I could have done, what I should have done. It doesn't always have to be like that. It may have been, oh my God, this was a great day. Why was it a great day? It was a great day because I got up and worked out for half an hour, and that just set my whole day up for being happy. And then it was really sunny out, and so it could be really great things too. But we all need to take this time to be by ourselves, to rejuvenate, to understand, to look towards the future. Just ensure that you are not getting stuck in an isolation mode. Make sure that the time that you are taking to be the hermit is a finite time. That time ends at some point, and then you get out of that hermit mode. You move on, you interact with others, you socialize. So I hope this message helped you today, and I hope everyone takes the advice of the hermit. Please set aside some time for yourself to do your own thing and to just think and reflect and contemplate. And I'm sending you all peace, love, and happiness. Bye for now.